How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Poolside Cigar Reviews with Kirk. Tonight, I am going to be taking a look at a San Cristobal Revelation. This is a pretty new cigar. I don't know, it's been out for a few months. It came out in 2013. I bought a 5-pack of these a few months ago. My B&M had an event, and I've bought a few since then. So this is the Mystic size. This is the Corona. Not a big fan of all the names that these companies have for their cigars. I wish they could kind of stick with the Cuban standard names. It just makes it a lot easier. This is a Corona-sized cigar. It's box pressed. It's 5.6 by 48. Yeah, I mean, it's not the best looking stick you'll ever see, but it certainly doesn't look bad. It's got, like all San Cristobals, it's got an awesome band. It's got 2 bands. It's got the regular San Cristobal band and one that says Revelation. So, I think that's the exact same band, actually. Kind of smart. You don't have to design a whole new band. You just throw a secondary band on there. Makes sense to me. But, yeah, I've had a few of these, so I think I can give this a fair and honest review. Let's go ahead and pop the cap, see what we have going here. Great draw. You know, San Cristobal is manufactured by the same people who do Ashton, so construction is almost never an issue. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a San Cristobal burn bad, and I don't think I have. Not a lot of flavor off the pre-light draw. Just a regular humidor smell. Nothing spectacular. Yeah, I'm kind of liking these night reviews. You know, this is the second night review. It's a little cooler tonight, hence the sweater. But now that I finally got my lighting situation figured out, I feel like I can do night reviews now. So it makes my weekends better. I don't have to worry about, you know, getting up in the morning and doing a review. Really deep cocoa. Tons and tons of cocoa off the first light. A little bit of black pepper. A little earth. A little coffee. It's got an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper and a Nicaraguan binder and fillers. Lot of flavor. I would say medium to full. Not really spicy, but definitely some black pepper. You know, definitely those deep flavors of, yeah, like I said, of earth, leather, some cocoa, a lot of coffee. But yeah, so far, I really like it. And, good start. And I will go ahead and pull the cork on some Turkana single malt Irish whiskey. Kind of rare to find a single malt Irish whiskey. I believe, is this, I think this one is just double distilled. Is that right? You know, normally Irish whiskey is triple distilled and Scotch is double distilled. I'm trying to see if this tells me. Does not say. But this was by the Cooley Distillery, which was the last independent distillery in Ireland. But Diageo bought it, I don't know, a year or so ago. This was when they were still independent. Yeah, I don't know. It might be triple distilled. A lot of cereal grain. But I'm always looking for interesting stuff. You know, usually Irish whiskey is going to be a blended whiskey. And so it's going to be a mixture of grain whiskey and barley. But so this is going to be entirely barley malt. And single malt meaning it's all from the same distillery. It's all from Cooley. Nice stuff. A lot of cereal grain. Obviously, it's an Irish whiskey, so it's a little bit floral. There's no peat at all. A little vanilla. Easy drinking. So, all right. I'll get into this cigar and get into some more whiskey. Not too much, but some. And I'll check back with you and let you know how things progress. See you in a minute. I didn't check the time when I lit this cigar, so I don't know how far I am into it. I will say these cigars generally burn somewhere in the 45-minute range. It's kind of a quick smoke. I'd say, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes I've been smoking. But so far, after the first light, it got really earthy. It's actually getting a little bit milder now. It's definitely the medium end. I've gotten a lot of earth, but it's transitioned into some general sweet tobacco with kind of like some plum notes, like some plum cognac type notes. But I really like it. Puts out plenty of smoke. Very clean. Very nice. I haven't had to touch this up at all. It's burning well. I did take, I took the second band off already. Came off without any problems. And it's pairing pretty nicely with my single malt Irish whiskey. It's not overpowering my whiskey. That whiskey, the dominant note is definitely cereal grain, which is pretty common with Irish whiskey. But that's good stuff. So, I wanted to tell you about how much these cost. I think I picked this up for somewhere the $7 range. So not a cheap stick, but not super expensive either. I'm digging it. So I'll come back in just a minute and let you know how this finished out. But so far, I'm a big fan. Definitely getting milder, which is kind of interesting. Most cigars don't do that. Usually cigars kind of ramp up as they burn. So I will let you know how this progresses, and I'll see you guys in a minute. All right. So I'm just finishing up this cigar, and it actually got really earthy in the last third. That's must be that Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper. A lot of earth to it, which is pretty interesting. You know, that a Corona cigar really has 3 distinct flavor changes, and I think that's pretty cool. This is it's a good cigar. It burned well. You know, it's definitely dynamic. It's definitely, like I said, it's got 3 distinct flavor changes, which is a lot for a Corona. And, for the price, I think that's pretty good to get that kind of complexity. So, thumbs up from me. You know, it's not my favorite cigar in the world, but I would definitely put it in my good category, you know. So I'm very pleased. And it went well with my whiskey, so I'm a happy guy. All right, well, that's all I really have to say tonight. So thanks a lot for stopping by. And if you get the chance, I definitely recommend picking up a San Cristobal Revelation, especially if you're already a fan of the San Cristobal line. I think you'll like this. The only San Cristobal that I don't really care for is the Selección del Sol. But all the other ones I'm a fan of. And, there's really nothing wrong with the Selección del Sol. It just doesn't really fit, my palate. So I'll go ahead and leave you with that, and I'll leave you also with my recommendation, as always, to keep your feet in the pool, a drink in your hand, and a cigar in your mouth. Have a great week, everybody.